felt the most fear was when I was topping the boulder. What could have happened if I fell is that I fell on something and tweaked a joint or a bone or a muscle. I feel all pent up again. Yeah. Oh, I don't like it.
A professional adventurer on a road trip across the U.S. with the skills and passion to help anyone, even a newbie, overcome any challenge. This is Venturing Out Park to Park.
Tucked into the gorgeous Blue Ridge Mountains of southern Appalachia is one of America's coolest small cities. Asheville, North Carolina is not only beautiful, but it's also a hip cultural center that's home to a progressive art, music, and culinary scene, all inspired by nature. It's no surprise because everywhere you look, there are breathtaking mountain views and incredible outdoor adventures that await. We're headed south to check out a perfect intro to bouldering site, just off the Blue Ridge Parkway, considered among America's most beautiful drives. But first, I'm meeting Brett at Climax Gym, one of the first climbing gyms in the country.
Hey, Raheim.
Brett,
What's up, man?
good to meet you, brother.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
Finally, you excited to climb?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Excited to climb with you, man.
It's been a long time.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, what motivated me to get out and rock climb again is my athletic life is slowing down a little bit, so I want some kind of practice that I can do that's gonna be, you know, non-contact and something that I could really develop.
Brett told me something today that shocked me. Kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I don't understand how one can start climbing and then not climb for 20 years. Like 2 decades, that's a long time.
Gotta make extra faces too.
Yeah. You know what you can do?
What can I do?
Chalk up so you stick a little better, but you're gonna stick because you're gonna make all these moves slow and static, right?
All right, yeah.
Cool. There are definitely some things I want to work on with him. Really just continuing to understand the way your body works and how the mechanics of your body follows what your mind is telling it to do. So what's stopping you right now? Think about it. Pop off for 1 second, I'll show you.
I'm not concerned about hurting myself. I think that I'm concerned about not having the energy to keep going past a little bit.
So one of the things that a lot of people tend to do, including myself, is overthink.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Okay.
So I saw you were trying to bump over to here after you were match here, which could potentially work, but that's an extra step, right? Think about this. Coming from here to here, then here, why not just go there, right? Because now you've got some room to play. Now you can get that right foot up and then do the same here.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So don't overthink it. And take your time. Something else to keep in mind, stay as close to the wall as possible and stay as long. Don't worry about that, just keep moving. Nice. 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 There you go.
You want me to top out?
You can just touch the last hold and climb right back down.
I'm coming down.
Yep, got you. How'd that feel?
That's
Good, man, that was super smooth.
Yeah, it felt really good. The sensation in the joints between my knuckles, like the bones feel like they're electrified. I still can kind of feel it. Everything feels really stiff. And I don't know how to say it. Like it feels like they're red hot, fiery, just burning in between each one of the knuckles.
What sparked the curiosity of wanting to get back into climbing again?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's a fast-paced sport that still leads to injuries even when everybody's being careful.
Okay.
You know, so being 46 years old and having a recovery from a broken ankle and a knee, you know, I'm looking to slow the pace down a little bit.
Was the recovery easy, or how are you doing now?
The recovery time was really challenging, especially after my ankle injury, because I got MRSA, which
What
is
is that?
it's a kind of a hyper form of a staph infection.
Okay.
That's really hard to recover from, and it got into my bone where they drilled a hole in two bones to pull them together. So the bacteria actually got into the bone, and if it had got into my marrow, then I could have gone septic and died pretty quick. So that was fairly complicated because they had to drill it all out and drill it back in. So I had 3 surgeries ultimately to get me back to where I'm at now. And now I've got no bone, no metal in there. It's all just me again, but I've got scar tissue up and down, and I'm working on recovering from that. So it's a long road to recovery, but I feel really good right now. Like I'm really happy that I'm able to walk and articulate myself as well as I am, but also I can sprint right now, and I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do up against a wall again.
Yeah, I don't doubt that you're gonna shock me, but I have to say, like, dude, you know how much of an inspiration you are? Like, that's so wild. You've been through all that and you're able to, overcome it and be sitting here with me ready to climb this wall. I don't think, had I gone through what you've been through, I'd even have it in me mentally and or physically to even want to climb ever again. So
yeah,
kudos to you, man. Like, I didn't think for a second that he wouldn't be able to crush, and he proved me right. He's a crusher. He was able to crush.
I have a surprise in store for Brett. We're headed to the forest to really get out of cell service and get to know one another. And what better way to get to know someone than flying thousands of feet through the canopy? I'm talking about an immersive, full body, hands-on experience. I'm talking ziplining.
Climbing is so wild, man. It's one thing you have to understand is, like, inside and outside are 2 different sports.
Yeah.
2 different sports in the sense that, like, one, you're touching raw rock versus plastic. But the biggest piece is, like, the scaling outside is very different than inside. So, like,
scaling of the scenery,
the scaling of the difficulty. A V2 outside is something like a V4, V5 inside.
Gotcha.
Which is insane. So it's super discouraging as well. And that's something I learned very early on. And I'm glad I did, because it would have definitely discouraged me from climbing completely.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're climbing.
You had started on rock.
Yeah, because if you start inside the gym and your mindset is, okay, cool, I'm climbing V3s, I'm a V3 climber. And you go outside and you're like looking at a guidebook and you're like, where are all the V3s at? And someone's like, that's a V3 right there. And you get on it and you're like, I can't even hold on to this thing. Maybe I'm not a V3 climber, but in reality, you are. You're just an indoor V3 climber, maybe a V1 climber outside.
Gotcha.
So just understanding that scaling is
difficulty
useful.
scaling.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
because that'll sit you down in a second.
My name is Josh. Welcome. We're gonna have a great time. We've got 3 zip lines today. We're gonna do 2 of them. The first one is 3,600 feet long, about 3/4 of a mile. You're gonna hit like 60 miles an hour out there. It's not gonna feel like it at the time. I'll explain a little bit more about that when we get up to the top. Any questions?
No, good to
Pretty
go.
straightforward.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, we'll get you geared up.
So what can you tell me about the space that we're in?
Yeah, we're in the Blue Ridge Mountains in our little corner of the Appalachian Mountain Range that runs all the way from Georgia to Maine. This is one of the most biodiverse places in the world. It's up there with like the Amazon rainforest, and the Great Barrier Reef is one of the most biodiverse places in the world, and it's very special. We're about to do what we call the Beast of the East. If you look to your right in this direction, you'll see towards the Great Smoky Mountains. And then all the way to the right, if you look back this way, you can see towards Rocky Top in Tennessee, which is awesome. My favorite thing to do is just to look down though and see the mountain and how it moves. The valley is really beautiful down there.
What's the connection between ziplining here and just educating folks that come into this space? Like, how do those 2 things connect?
Well, you get people here, a lot of people have never been to the mountains before. They've never experienced something like this in the woods, and their minds are blown. Where, you know, it's not very relatable to talk to people about trees when they've never been up close, you know. And I talk also about forestry and ways that we can help the environment, like getting rid of invasive species, which is a major issue around here in this area from all the logging that has happened for centuries here. And just when people appreciate nature more, they're more willing to take care of it.
How you feeling?
Good. Ready to go.
Yeah.
It's that feeling of like, it's about to happen.
It's steeper than I expected, the initial launching.
I won't lie, I'm a little mad I can't Superman this, but is this gonna take 2 minutes?
Oh, you're gonna be out there for probably about 1.5 minutes. You're gonna have plenty of time to take in the view. It's gonna do a weird time warp with your brain, so you're not gonna know how long you're out there.
Okay. Yeah.
It's awesome. You're gonna have a great time out there. Get you all hooked up.
got those. Go kind of come down right there. Kind of sit down into that harness whenever you're ready. All right, 3. Now we can. Oh! Wow!
When you're up in the air and seeing the view from above the canopy, it's a completely different experience where you've got the wind, but you've also got this height and the distance from, but you're close enough, like we're not going such high speeds that you can't really take it in.
Right. There's something about doing something at such a high speed, like skydiving, and being able to close your eyes even for a split second, but knowing that you're safe. It's almost like an out-of-body experience.
I couldn't close my eyes. Did you close your eyes?
I did a few times when I
There was just so much to see.
there was, but when I was, going,
When you were going faster than me?
yeah, I didn't want to have to say it. I wanted you to say it, and you said it, so I appreciate you for doing that. When I was going by you,
Yeah.
and I flew past you,
Yeah.
I closed my eyes for a split second,
Yeah.
just to see what it felt like to take it all in and let my other senses do their work, opposed to just my eyes, and open them right back up.
Yeah.
I want to do it again.
Yeah.
After that thrill ride, I'm ready for some food. We're gonna prep for tomorrow's climb, of course, but it has to happen over a meal. And what better place to do it than at forestry camp? Back in the 1930s, these buildings were home to thousands of young men who tackled environmental conservation projects, such as the iconic Blue Ridge Parkway. Now it's an award-winning restaurant and brewery.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Some more climbing,
Yes, sir.
more beers,
More beers.
more whiskey for me.
More forestry camps.
Yeah, more forestry camp. So how hungry are you?
Man, I'm hungry.
All right, well, we should get to this because we're gonna need this fuel for tomorrow.
Man, I'm excited about it.
Tomorrow's gonna be much harder than today, but I feel like you're prepared.
Bring it on.
Let's eat. All right, camera's rolling.
Today, we're headed to a fantastic boulder in the Asheville area, Stony Bald. People come from all over the southeast to attempt this and other iconic climbs. This area is home to a dozen of established problems.
Real rock is, I don't know, it feels exciting, and at the same time, I feel some awe, some fear about being on a real rock. I think there's an unpredictable, wild nature to real rock that's not part of plastic rock.
It's just around this corner here.
Okay. See it starting to open up.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
nice and sunny. Little rock to climb.
Feels right. It looks like rock.
Oh, look at this thing.
Yeah. What do you think, Brett?
This is awesome.
Right. I think we made it.
We made it.
We made it.
I'm nervous about it, but I'm excited about it. I'm gonna lean into it and know where my limit is so that I know when to come down and think again about how I wanna approach the wall. It's incredible.
The one thing I do want you to do, which I'm not gonna call it a step because I'm giving you a ton of steps already, is to just take a step back really quickly. I know you saw me do it,
Yeah.
but in your mind, map this out. Map out this math problem. How is this gonna work? What is the equation? What does that look like for your body type, for your height, for your comfortability? How can you maneuver up this wall?
Okay.
And again, that's just so as you're moving throughout the problem, you're not overthinking where you need to go next. You already know. So you can focus on the moves opposed to the entire problem. Does that make sense?
It does,
Cool.
in theory.
All right, and I got your spot. I'm down here. You're good, but I anticipate you going all the way up. Cool, now here's a great opportunity for you to get that left foot high and then flag out with your right foot. All right, not back there, right where your knee was. So right where your left knee is, yep. Find a stable spot for your foot though. So kind of like toe down on it. So you see how you have this flat face here? Just toe down on that, or you can even toe down here. That's a bit more solid, yeah. So now, try flagging out that right foot like we were doing yesterday before you make that move.
Flagging out here?
Yeah, with your right foot.
Huh.
Good. You feel stable, so now that you can reach up to your left. That big end cut there, you see like that rail?
I do see that.
Okay. There it is. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good.
Okay, good.
I don't know where I'm going next though.
Up.
Oh, God. Familiar territory here.
Just holler if you need some help.
I want to know where my left hand's going. All right, where to?
All right, so you can get that left foot up. You still got all that rail under you. Yep. Yep. But keep in mind, the closer your feet are to the center of your body, the taller you can get. So if you bring that left foot down a little bit more.
Oh, not
Yep.
like that.
You're good if you're comfortable doing it.
I feel all pent up again. Yeah. Oh, I don't like it. All right, I'm gonna come down.
Yep.
I don't feel anxiety about what my body's gonna be able to do or not do. I've never really felt afraid for my body, even when it broke. I always had the sense that, I don't know, that I could overcome anything with this body.
Take your time. Stay close to the wall. Stay long. Most importantly,
Keep breathing.
there we go.
No, it feels like too far.
Okay, so let's pause for a second. Stay on the wall. Oh, you can stay on the wall. Put your foot right where it was. All right, does that feel like the best spot for your foot?
No.
Okay, so find the best spot for your foot. What I just noticed, what you did, is and it's common, you're just looking at your hands and not your feet, and you're letting your feet follow.
Yeah.
Make sure you find a solid, comfortable place for your feet, just like you do for your hands.
All right.
Right, so really quickly, that last one,
Yeah.
your foot was just out here just sitting.
Yeah.
When you could have stepped up right here where you wound up. So if
Oh,
you
wow.
just step right here, that's
It's a
solid.
huge
You can
lunge.
stand straight up and just look at the difference. That's about 8 inches higher and about almost 2 feet away.
Yeah, and
Like, that brings you so
4
much
inches
closer.
this way.
Yeah.
All right.
So just make sure you're mindful of where your feet are going as well, even though, again, they're your support system, but you need to make sure they're good as well.
Heard.
Because if they go, you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's important to have that person that has some mastery in a field or in a sport like rock climbing to be there.
You good?
Before I had topped, I looked up and I didn't really set my goal for topping. I sort of felt like I want to get far enough that I feel comfortable or that I feel challenged, but I hadn't really decided whether or not I was going to go all the way.
That's it. You bet your right foot.
Nice. How does it feel up there? You feel the jug? Something you can pull on
it's
with your
huge.
feet up? Okay, good. So yep, that was right. You can get that foot up there. Whatever you feel comfortable with, your left or your right. Just find a solid place to stand on and pull yourself up and you're good. Hold in.
You got a left foot coming to you.
There it is.
There it is. You got it.
Sick, sick, sick. Nice.
Sweet.
How'd that feel?
Good right up to the end.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just felt like hugging
Yeah.
the whole rock like this.
You made that look
But
easy,
yeah,
man. That was
it,
sweet. Good job. Welcome back in the climb.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that feels good.
Yeah?
Woo!
When I did find myself all the way up and the only option really felt like going all the way over, that's when I felt like, oh, like I can go further than I think I can go right now. And that felt like some hope.
After a workout like that, the only thing better than winding down the Blue Ridge Parkway is a local craft brew. Fortunately, there's no shortage of breweries here in Beer City. In fact, the Asheville area boasts over 50 breweries, big and small, specializing in local flavors and ingredients.
The one thing that stands out most is how grounded this dude is. Like, I'm super grounded. That's something I've learned to be. In the last couple of years, I've learned to stop worrying about getting outside, not with nature, but just going outside and being social per se, and learning how to just go inside myself and find peace and joy, and really just chasing after what makes the most sense to me, what I feel is right with regards to, you know, my professional life, my personal life, my climbing, everything around me. Like, it has to make sense for me or I just can't do it. And to meet someone who has that, who lives their lives by that same sentiment, is amazing.
Man, Asheville really does have it all. Fantastic food and drinks, stunning views, and enough hiking, biking, and bouldering to keep me busy for a lifetime. Be sure to stop by the next time you're in the North Carolina area. You won't be sorry. And if you are, next brew's on me. Well, yeah. Let's just see if you like it first, but next brew's on me. Later, Asheville.